Boys, welcome to the new property. Well guys, I am officially moving, and right now I am standing on our new 10-acre property, and this is honestly pretty unreal. As you guys know, about 4.5 years ago I moved to Florida from Colorado. The main reason I moved to Florida at all was because I wanted to do year-round automotive content. We were visiting Florida a lot, and I thought, man, if we could move out here, it would just be awesome to do this year-round. In Colorado we have winter that closes our season down for half the year at a time. The drag strip shuts down. I think moving out to Florida was one of the best moves we ever made. Over the last couple years, I have been thinking what I want to do with my future moving forward and what it will look like for me long term. And I've thought, you know, what if this YouTube thing doesn't last? What if I get burnt out? What if I fall off? Who knows what would happen, but I can't really see myself doing anything other than drag racing or doing something automotive related. And I have decided to fully invest into that while I have the opportunity. So where we are at right now on this new property is just a few minutes away from Bradenton Motorsports Park, and I am fully investing in the drag racing life. We go to the track so often. When I first moved to Florida, I wanted to be somewhere a little more central. We were basically in Tampa. I didn't know if we'd be visiting Orlando or how often we'd be going to Bradenton, so I thought somewhere in the middle would be great. But after being here for the last several years, we realized that we're coming to Bradenton all the time, and we're always loading up the trailer, always bringing something to test. And I figured if I'm gonna settle down somewhere long term in Florida, I might as well get as close to that freaking drag strip as I can. And it is right down the road, and I really love to see what Cletus and Victor are doing with the place. They're investing a lot into it, so I'm pretty confident that the drag strip will be here to stay for many more years to come. At least that's the hope. The other thing was I was a little worried about the development coming in with all the new homes, and that the drag strip might actually possibly get shut down. That's also still a concern because I am fully investing into this area, and the main reason I'm over here is for the drag strip and the racing, being by the Freedom Factory and just that whole crowd and being surrounded by like-minded people. You know, I just kind of love it out here. So this property is going to be perfect for that, and we have so much more room to expand. When we moved into the first place in Florida, I honestly thought I could see myself living there forever. It had everything you could need, had an awesome shop, the backyard setup was awesome, it was on an acre. But we have continued to grow, and I'm sure you guys have noticed that we continue to get more and more projects, which I have a bad habit of, and we were starting to run out of room. I didn't like things being left outside. The shop was getting filled up really quick. We were fulfilling merch out of a tiny little spot, and we were bottlenecked in a lot of ways at that other property. So I saw the potential to expand, and we decided to pull the trigger on something. I've honestly been looking for properties for a really long time. I was hoping we could come across some crazy dream compound like you see some other YouTubers come across, but I had to get a little realistic as well. And this place is barely almost out of reach, but we were able to make it happen. And this is gonna be a perfect platform or a perfect spot to expand from. We have 10 acres out here, 10 times more room. And if we need to make additions as we go in the future, we actually have the space to do so. It's crazy we were even able to make it happen, and it couldn't have been without your guys' support. I'm just excited to show it to you guys and start this new chapter of my life. And I guess without further ado, let's show you the place. All right, so we will start with the shop here. This is a 40 by 60. It is the same size as the current shop we have back at the other place, so we're not downsizing in any way as far as the shop goes. It is a little bit taller than the other one, but as you can see, we got a 12-foot roll-up door right here, and it also has this carport right here that is hollow on the inside of that guy right there, and there's another 12-foot roll-up door right there. So we have the two roll-up doors on the front. You know, we got some electrical out here, we got water. But if we take a look inside the shop, they did a really good job building this. And as you can see, we already got some of the vehicles in here. So I got the hatch, Wago, the Sidekick, Routacy, and the Turbine minivan. We closed on this place a couple weeks ago, so I decided to bring these cars, get them in here, and get them covered. And if you look, we actually have two side doors as well. We have this 14-foot roll-up door right here, and then there's another one down on that end. That is a little bit different compared to the other shop. And as you know, in the other shop, we have those offices along with the bathroom and like the small break room. We fulfill our merch out of that, whereas this shop doesn't have any of that. So we do gain some of the square footage by not having any of those rooms. It did come with these industrial shelves right here left from the previous owner. And we might be able to put those things to use because this building is most likely going to be used for like storage, overflow, possible merch fulfillment. And we actually have a different plan where it comes to working on the cars and having our main shop, but we'll get to that a little bit later. But you can also see that this is fully insulated, including the walls, whereas our other shop, only the roof was insulated. And just walking into here on a hot day, it drops down like 10 degrees as it is. So that's gonna be nice if we ever decide to add AC or do any of that to this place. And we also have full electrical all the way around. We got a panel back on that wall over there. And if you come to the very back here, it does have 50 amp power as well. So we could technically run like a welder or whatever back here. And that actually goes through to a panel on the back side for RV hookups, which we'll show you guys here in a second. But yeah, this is the building that was already on the property. You can see how much taller it is as well. That roof goes up there quite a bit more than our previous building. But yeah, they did an awesome job on this, and we're not downsizing in any way there. But like I said, don't plan on putting any lifts or anything like that in here. That will be for another location. So we have this panel right out here with hookups as well. So if anyone wanted to park their RV or camper right here, they can get power from that guy right there. And then if you take a look inside of this carport right here, you can see we got the smart car sitting in here. And then you can see that other roll-up door. So this will be nice for maybe trailer storage or possible RV toter. Who knows what we'll end up getting, but this outdoor carport will be pretty nice. And then if you come around the back side over here, we do have another panel on the back side of the building. And this has the same exact hookups as you just saw. So we got all of our 50 amp power RV hookups right here as well. And then we also have a septic tank right back here with spots to dump sewage. We got a cap right there and a cap right over here. So if any of the boys come over, since we are just down the street from the drag strip, you know, I know Jamie has living quarters in his trailer, and I'm sure many of our other friends wouldn't mind coming down and setting up camp right here. And you know, any drag racer friends of mine out there that have an RV, they are more than welcome to come here and park up for a race weekend or some event. And they have full hookups along with sewage dump right here on the back side of the shop. All right, so we got this fence right here, and this kind of separates the front half of the property from the back half, about 5 acres on either side, maybe a little less back here. We come to the back over here. This is our back pond. Very first time I've ever had a pond on a property, and we do have a new pet in the pond. We have a pretty good sized gator in there somewhere, and I'm not sure where he's at right now, but he is in there. And we are not going to let our little dog allowed back by this pond, just in case. We will probably have him removed at some point, but for now, I guess you guys could suggest a name in the comments down below for our gator. I don't see him right now, but he's a solid 4.5, 5 footer. But the pond is a pretty good size back here. It's a little low right now. During the rainy season, it will come up quite a ways. And from what the previous owner told me, this pond is pretty freaking deep. So basically every property you see out here in Florida, especially on some land, they're gonna have a pond on the property because they dig material up from a spot on the property to build the foundation up for the home to build the house. So what most likely happened is they dug up this pond to get the fill dirt and everything they need to build the foundation for the home and the other buildings, things like that. And that's why the ponds are here, and then they just naturally fill up with water because Florida is so wet underground. But yeah, maybe we'll find our gator a little bit later, but for now we will carry on to the back here. So this fence that goes around the whole property is our property line, and you can see we got a ton of room back here. I don't have any plans for any of this in the back necessarily, but got plenty of room for dirt bikes, four-wheelers, RC planes, whatever I want to do back here. So that's pretty nice. And all of this land out behind us is farmland. So there's no other homes back there. They grow cabbage out past our property, so we don't have to worry about any neighbors at least back over here. And you can see now that we are at the back of the property. I mean, it goes really far back. The shop is all the way down there, and the house is all the way back out there. And we'll go ahead and make our way back over. What's also kind of cool about the pond is it's banked all the way around, so we almost have our own little circle track right here. So, you know, if we need to get some practice laps in for the Freedom 500 or whatever they got going on at the Freedom Factory, we can get a ton of practice in right here. So this spot right here is pretty special because we got some big plans. Like I said, we don't plan on doing any major work out of that building over there, and that is where this spot right here comes in. So if you guys look right here, you can see these pink flags that we got. These are indicating the corner of what will be our future building right here. So it goes 60 feet back and 140 feet that way. It's gonna go all the way down here. All the way to this flag right here. 140 feet by 60 feet deep for a total of 8,400 square feet. And that's the size of the new building that we are putting right here that I'm very excited about. That's gonna be a few month long project as we just get permits and everything done. But we are already in the process of that, blueprints being finalized. I mean, we're getting really close to breaking ground on that. And then the long-term plan, if things keep going good, is I'd love to asphalt a big pad out here, ideally connecting the two buildings together and then finishing out the road and have a place just to, you know, have some fun, drift some cars around. Nothing crazy, but that is the long-term goal. But this is actually going to be happening here soon. So all this grass right here is going to be a big old shop. I have spotted the gator in the back pond. He is right there, just hanging out. Oh yeah, fired right up. Alright, here goes nothing. Hopefully it doesn't sink. Oh, it felt like it was going to tip over. That's sketchy. Definitely not the best airboat haul, but it does the job. The concept with the K-Series airboat, it'll work. I just think we need to upgrade the hull and actually put it into something nice. Well, we did not sink the airboat, so that's great. It's still running, but moving on. If you guys look over here, we got the trailer just kind of parked. It's right next to what used to be some stables. The previous owner did have some horses for a brief moment of time, but they also had some cows. And I'm not sure what we're gonna do with this space just yet. I don't plan on getting any livestock. So my thought was to possibly take these walls down just on the front side. And you can see on the inside, they have dirt for, you know, the livestock to stand on. But my thought is to get rid of those and then just, you know, re-concrete the rest of that out, and we'd have some nice outdoor storage for, you know, like the jet skis or the jet boat or just whatever we could keep under here. We come around to the side of the stables here. We have this little area that they built out to kind of hold the livestock. There's also like a feeding pen back there, and they got these gates that kind of close everything off. We also have a chicken coop right over here, which I'm actually pretty excited about because I've always wanted some chickens. So we might finally be getting our boosted hens, boys, and get some eggs. But it has this nice enclosure around it. This needs cleaned up, but we got a pretty nice little chicken coop over here. Beware of the chicken doo-doo. Getting a little closer to the house here, we have a outdoor shower for those hot days you're working outside and you just want to take a shower. We also got an outdoor sink, which is pretty nice. And then we got this really cool hangout back here. I don't even know what you would call this, but just this little screen shack right here. It has full power all the way around. They had a sound system in here. They left us the TV, and they definitely set this up to have some get-togethers and some parties. We got an ice machine that they left with the property as well right there. Just an awesome little hangout. We also have this spot right here with a fireplace that's nice and brick with a beautiful overview of the shop and everything. There's electrical outlets all the way around. And they did a really good job like landscaping this place with the rocks and the palm trees. Just fits the Florida vibe perfectly. We got a couple stalls right here. Like I said, don't plan on having any livestock, but I don't know, maybe if someone wants to rent one of these from me, you're more than welcome to throw an air mattress in there and, you know, crash at the new place. But other than that, I have no plans for any of this other than storage. And you can see our ice machine that we got. I'm pretty excited about this. The smart car actually backs in perfectly right here. We had the MR2 at the track the other day, and I just scooped up a whole bunch of ice into the cooler for the water to air. And yeah, that came with the property, so pretty pumped about that. Then through this gate right here, you can see our pool that we have in the back. Just like the other property, we have an outdoor pool here as well. Hopefully this one's a little less maintenance with leaves and debris, because our other one had big old oak trees around it and leaves were blowing in there all the time. I had to pay a full-time pool guy to keep up with that. Luckily we don't have as much vegetation around here that will get debris in there, but we'll still have to keep up with the pool. Unfortunately, this one doesn't have a hot tub. Don't want to sound too spoiled or anything, like I'm not complaining about this property, but we did actually use the hot tub a lot at the other property when we would have friends and stuff over. And when I first moved out here to Florida, I didn't know if I even wanted the pool, because I was like, it seems just like more work than it's worth. But we actually did use the pool a lot. It's really nice for hot days and just having friends come over and hang out. But we do have that, tons of space to, you know, fill out this area. And then right over here we have this nice screened patio, and this is technically the back of the house. I'm not going to show every detail about the inside of the house, but you guys can come into the main area right here. But we got the living room over there. We have our kitchen right here, dining table, 3-bedroom, and we have room for our friends that visit out of state to either stay with us in here, or like I said, if they have an RV or anything, they can hook up outside. But definitely an upgrade on the home. I really don't think I'd ever need more than this, and it's just crazy to even get to this point. So can't appreciate you guys enough. And yeah, let's keep on moving on. I'll show you the front of the house, and that's about it. We do have this pad right here. This is just for some parking. Another future plan will be to put a detached 2-car garage right there as well for like the dailies, because right now if it's not sitting in the shop, it's sitting outside. So it would be nice to add a detached enclosure right there of some sort. This hump right here in the yard is a do not drive on area, because this is where the septic system is. So if you drive something big and heavy on this, you have the chance of caving that in, which would not be good. So I was thinking about putting a little fence around this just to make sure whenever we have people over, they don't accidentally drive on that guy right there. So right now we're on the front side of the property. This is the other pond at the front here, and it's a bit smaller than the one in the back. This one is full of life. You got all the lily pads. There's fish in here. I've seen a couple turtles, and there was even a couple small alligators in here. And I'm sure there's snakes, all kinds of critters. Something else you might not know about me is I was like the weird kid in elementary and middle school, always catching bugs, and I always kept snakes as pets. I've always loved turtles and reptiles, so you know, this stuff's kind of right up my alley. Whenever I get bored, I just kind of venture out, see what I can find.
And then my cousin called me because he was leaving, going to Home Depot, and he's like, dude, I think they bought the house right there. He's like, I just heard something, and I'm pretty sure that's the van. And I'm like, he's like, go hop on the Suron and go see. And sure enough, I come out here, you're doing a hit. So
yeah, that's us.
That's awesome.
What was your name?
Aaron.
Aaron? Oh, nice
Yes,
to meet
sir.
you.
Nice to meet you.
But cool. Yeah, we saw you going back and forth, and I'm like, I hope this isn't a pissed off neighbor already.
No.
And then I saw you rip a wheelie taking off.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, he's chill.
No, my cousin actually was like, we're not going to be the loudest people in the neighborhood now, because the other night we were ripping an X3, like 500 horse X3 we built. We're not the loudest anymore. So that's awesome, man.
So at the front of the property here, it was named the Roberts Ranch. I'm almost thinking if maybe we call it the Boosted Ranch. Feel free to let me know in the comments what you might name this place. But they spelled that out of horseshoes. And if you do find out where we live, boys, just respect our privacy. I'm not sure if all you internet detectives look too hard that you'll find where it is, but we do have a gate and everything. And please don't come by, because at the other place we had people ripping burnouts in front of our house, and I don't think our neighbors appreciated it very much. But yeah, this is the entrance right here. Another fun fact about this property is it's actually exactly 13-20 feet long from end to end, just right about there. So it's right on a quarter mile. We got this nice long driveway all the way coming in, asphalted, and then it switches to dirt right here. And then we got our nice big open field. And there's the beautiful shop. So something else you guys may or may not know about me is I'm kind of a nerd, and years ago I had a channel, like 15 plus years ago, and I'd just upload some videos about RC cars and planes, and I still love RC cars and planes, and we finally have a property big enough to fly my jet here. There is also an RC airport right by the drag strip that I could go to, but it is nice having a big enough field to fly it. And she's off.
Oh yeah.
You get that one?
Yep.
Nice. Not only are we really close to the drag strip over here, but we also got some pretty cool neighbors. What up? Just a short flight away?
Welcome to Bradenton, brother. Yeah, it's like, I think it's at 45 seconds from when I lifted up to over here.
It takes you longer to start it up.
Literally
and shut
like,
down.
Oh yeah, it's way longer. I don't know if everyone realized, like, it's very close to the track.
I'm fully invested, dude.
This is awesome. This is great, dude. You could land a carbon cup.
Yeah, you think you get the cub out right there? I didn't know if the fence would be like an obstacle, but
that pasture by itself is like more than enough. I mean, that garage door could fit a small helicopter. You can just roll it in there.
yeah, you know, I was thinking maybe one day there'd be room for like a hangar out that way, but yeah, we already got a couple of cars in here.
This is awesome. So now when you go drag racing, you get the luxury that we have of just like dragging right in.
Every time Cletus is at the track, I'm like, man, that must be nice just to pull right in.
Oh, dude, we break something, it's like,
it takes me
next
2 hours
door.
just to get ready to come over to the track
I
every
know.
time. So
You gotta bring everything with you. Now you can just kind of like,
if I forget one thing,
you just jump back over.
Yeah.
Great size shop too.
yeah. Well, this is just the little one, so
Yeah,
you already know.
I know. I know.
We're gonna be
But
expanding.
this is like new. I mean, I'm looking at the iron and the insulation.
Yeah, they did a good
It
job.
can only be a couple years old, right? You know?
I don't know when it was built, but I know it was built in the last 10 years when the previous owner was here.
Oh man,
So she looks pretty fresh.
she looks fresh. Looks really new.
Yeah.
Dude, this thing, I feel like this thing's less than 3 years old.
You're probably right.
And that looks new too.
Yeah.
Stable.
Probably good for a sec. You know, we have our American flag waving high.
I see that. And
Gotta
you got a
have
little
that.
pavilion in here? Ice machine.
Oh, ready to go.
Oh, this is gonna be heaven for you. Down here, right by everything going on. I love it. So pumped for you, man. What is this? A burnout pad?
I decided to do 60 by 140, so I narrowed it some, but made it longer.
Still,
It'll fit that corner
gonna
perfectly.
be a lot of room.
Yeah, it'll be 8,400 square
That's
feet.
gonna be so nice,
So-
man. You met any neighbors yet?
Yeah, we met Carol right over here. She's 82 years old and she's hilarious
Nice.
and she's awesome. She
Exactly what you want. You're in Bradenton now, brother.
We're in it, dude.
Great. This is great.
Well, appreciate you stopping by, neighbor.
Thanks, neighbor. I'll be on my 45-second ride home, and I'll see you soon.
See you later, Cleet. Well guys, that's gonna wrap up our new property tour here. There's still a lot more to come and it's gonna be probably 2 to 3 months before we fully transition into this place, so don't expect to see a ton of content out of the new spot right away. I'm trying to break ground on the new building and we still have a lot to move over and just a lot to do at the other shop. So I'm in no rush to get into this place, but I figured it would be a good time to let you guys know what is coming. And I just can't thank you guys enough for all the support over the years. To think that this all started with this girl right here just rolling the fenders on this thing in my parents' garage, and now we're on 10 acres right by the drag strip in Florida. It's pretty wild. We can't forget about Wago too. Wago's one of the OGs. These two cars right here. And yeah guys, hope you're excited. I am. I'm also very nervous because it's biting off about as much as I think I can chew here, but I think we'll be all right. And if I happen to fall off on YouTube, don't worry, I'm out here living my life, drag racing right by the track. But I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you later.